Well, welcome back. Look around the region right now, partly cloudy, still some isolated storm activity going on around the region. Dublin was one of the hotter spots. Now it's one of the cooler ones as there's been a good amount of rain around Lawrence County. There's still a little bit lingering in the eastern portions there. Now we're seeing some activity picking up in Trutland County to the southwest of Soperton. How about Swainsboro and Emmanuel County? A lot of lightning with that storm going on. And we have a strong storm that's creeping up towards Wilcox County from the south. A little bit of isolated showers elsewhere kind of along the I-75 corridor, so pretty scattered in nature in terms to it, these storms, and the strongest ones could bring a couple of damaging winds. That'll be with really heavy rain. Those downbursts can bring in some of that cooler air from aloft to the surface and lead to a couple of damaging gusts, but that's it. But it's enough that the SPC went with a level 1 for today after initially going level 0. So the wet spot by location now is Wrightsville at a little more than a third of an inch, but there are definitely some spots in Lawrence County that have gotten more than a half an inch just in this afternoon. You see also parts of, say, Dooley and Crisp counties, as well as off to the west in Taylor County. So obviously the main focus has been Lawrence, but there's been a few other locations that have gotten some decent rain. As for this week, pretty even distribution. Dry spots seem to be more towards Dodge, Pulaski counties. The wetter spots, Montgomery and Wheeler, as well as Washington and up into Putnam. Some of those spots have gotten more than 3 inches of rain this week. Woke up to 71 degrees, 90 is our high this afternoon. Both those are close to the average, a little below on the high end, a little above on the low end. We'll be keeping it pretty warm going forward. Again, if you do get storms, it will allow your temperatures to cool a little faster than what is expected. Most of us will be keeping it in the mid to upper 80s for a little while longer. 70 degrees for the overnight low, wind staying gentle, and fog will be a possibility. And we're going to be seeing less and less of lows in the upper 60s as we continue forward. All right. Popcorn storms will remain the norm heading through the end of the week, although I will point out this model here is being a little conservative for the next couple of days. I'm thinking 60% tomorrow and 40% on Saturday, and this is going like 30% tomorrow and 10% on Saturday. So just take this with a grain of salt. We'll be zooming in on it in just a little bit, but I do anticipate the rain chance the next couple of days might be a little more aggressive than what I'm about to show you. Again, level 0 right now, but we've already seen twice this week where level 1 has come out the morning of. Don't rule out that possibility for the same reason as mentioned earlier. But we'll keep the storm chances high heading through the evening and past, say 1, 2 a.m. before they dissipate. And then it'll be a mix of fog and clouds early, sun and clouds through the lunchtime hours tomorrow. And you can see how these rain chances are just not looking all that bad. And look, if this ends up coming true, no one's going to complain except for the fact that it's a little hot, because that means we should shape up for a nice Friday evening. But I wouldn't hold my breath. I do anticipate that the rain chances will be a little higher than that tomorrow. And same for Saturday, all right? You're going to see a mix of sun and clouds again through the afternoon with a couple of tiny showers here and there. I'm thinking that it's going to be close to half the region that will be seeing that rain, but probably a little bit less than what we expect tomorrow. A high of 88 for the final day of the work week. Wind out of the south-southwest. We'll talk about beyond that coming up in 10 seconds. Your 41 NBC AccuWeather 7-day forecast is brought to you by Volume Chevrolet. So here's the good news if you are tired of the rain chances. It is a trend downwards as we head through Father's Day weekend and into next week. But there will be no reduction in humidity and the heat will climb.